All right, hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here. So today I'm going to be installing an 8.6-inch rear display in my Tesla Model 3. The company Tesery was kind enough to send this out for review. So big thank you and shout out to them. And if you want to purchase anything from their website, I'll have a link down in the description, and be sure to use my promo code Roy Flores and you'll get 5% off your whole entire purchase. So I've been really wanting to put a rear display back here ever since I test drove a newer Model 3. And my kids have been begging me about it as well. So that way they can watch movies back there, play games, and really just kind of have their own peace back there while I'm driving. Now, my kids aren't in my car all the time because we have 5 kids. We're always in my wife's minivan, but we do take my car, and I do usually take maybe 1 to 3 of the kids if we do go somewhere where we need 2 vehicles. So with all that being said, I want to go ahead and jump to the trunk. Let's get it unboxed and let's see what comes with it. All right, so got the display right here. It comes in this black carbon fiber looking box, but it says rear multifunction entertainment display V8.66 Ultra. But other than that, not much to show. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Okay, and it has this foam here. All right, so it looks like we have a user manual, which will show us different things about it, so we can definitely, learn something from it. Guarantee card here. So it looks like we have, obviously, the different connectors. Got a pry tool here that we can use. Looks like it just came with one connector in here. So with this connector, this will be connecting to the vehicle itself. Now this is kind of to connect to the original thing that's hooked up to the actual unit, and then this here is a USB-C to A adapter if we want to hook up anything when it comes to, if we want to log in any movies or anything like that. So let's get this bad boy out here, and here's the actual display. All right, and there she is. So 8.6 inch. Obviously has the ability to move. Now it's not going to be as good as the original in the vehicle. So if you notice here, it just kind of does like a click. It doesn't give like kind of full rotation. And then of course we can have individual vents that move there if you want, to be able to move it around. And then we got 2 USB-C ports here, and then it has like this RST, which maybe is like a reset button. And then of course here in the back, this is what we have here. Of course, this will be plugging into that cable back there and all that good stuff. So yeah, so there it is. So now we got the display, we got everything out. So let's go ahead and go inside the vehicle and let's start working on it. All right, so now that I'm in the vehicle, then I got to get this bad boy popped off here. So everything that I've seen online is literally you just kind of grab it from the bottom and just kind of pull it off. So I am going to just try that, and literally as easy as that. And so you have this connector here, and you want to basically just, it's like a little push pin, you just lift it up. So lift it up and then you just pull it out, and that's all she wrote. And that's as easy as that, guys. So that is the unit uninstalled there. And I can show you here kind of the difference in both of these if you want to look at it real quick. So this one over here is the new one, and this one on my left is the old one. So not a huge major difference, but the thing that I was showing y'all earlier, so let me get the pry tool out, get all this out. So this piece right here is the short circuit connector or something like that. So what you want to do is actually install it on here, and that way you, have that covered up. As easy as that, and it clicks right in. So that way it's not just exposed, and it helps with everything there. So next, guys, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use the pry tool here and basically go in and take out the bottom here, so that way we can actually get into the bottom and hook up the adapter that we have here and go from there. So right now I'm going to use this pry tool and basically just try to pry open the corner here. And it's actually pretty easy. So literally you just kind of go in the corner, and I mean, that's literally it. Like, it was that easy, guys. Like, I was able to pop it off fairly quickly. And then as you can see there, we got little push pin things in here that once we install it back in, it should go nice and flush. So we'll put that to the side, and then let me grab my camera and I'll show you down here. All right, so we have these connectors here that I need to disconnect. And unfortunately, it looks like there's 2 screws right here. Now, of course, with this product, there was no instruction that came in the box. So let's see if we can get this disconnected somehow. All right, so there we are. So we have this disconnected here, and that's it. And then with the connectors that they sent me, so you have 2 ends here, and then I know this portion runs back up to the unit, so I know that's going to feed back up here. So let's go ahead and let's plug these in real quick. So it looks like this obviously is going to be the male end to go in this female end here. So we're just going to go ahead and connect that. And then we got this piece here. We're just going to match up everything once again. All right, there we go. Nice and easy, all connected. I know we're going to need to, essentially try to squeeze all this in so that way we can get it back in all nice and flush. But now what we need to do is we need to feed these up. And so let's see how we can do so. So right down here, there is a little piece that I can push up and try to wedge my way up here. So let's see if we can get that going. Now I definitely can see how having a way to unscrew this would definitely be helpful right now. I cannot believe I did not pay attention to that being there. So I'm going to try my best to get through here. And if I can't, then I'm going to need to go buy a screwdriver of some sort. So just to show you real quick what I'm working with here. So right here, I'm trying to get this piece through. It's almost through, which is nice, but it is a pain in the butt a little bit. So let me keep on working on it, and let's see what we can do here, since I did not bring anything to unscrew, because unfortunately these aren't even Phillips. They're look like they're an Allen wrench of some sort. So let me keep on working on this and see if we can get it going. All right, so I was finally able to push this through here. So I got this through. Actually, it wasn't that hard, but I do highly recommend using some sort of Allen wrench down here to get that off, so you can kind of release the pressure a little bit from here, and that way you can get to these pieces here. So let me go ahead and grab the display, and I'm going to hook these up, and I'll show you what they look like once they're hooked up. All right, so have the monitor here. So we're going to plug in. So this black piece is going to go into this here. So just like so. So it clicks in there nicely, very easy. And then for this one here, this white one, this is actually going to go into the side here. So if you notice, there's a little portion there. This is just going to plug in there. So let me make sure I match it up right. All right, clicks in, and look at that. We got power. So now that it's powering up, I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I push in everything here, so that way I can make sure we have a nice clean fitment here. So I'm just gonna kind of make everything match up, and then should just click right in. All right. All right, so I got the screen installed, but now I need to put this piece back on here. So should have enough slack and everything in here to be able to do this pretty easily. So I'm just gonna kind of push everything in there. just kind of pop it back in. And literally, it's as easy as that, guys. Like, it literally just pops right in. So let me grab the camera real quick. All right, there she is, guys. Installed in the flesh. Oh my gosh. This thing looks so sick. Like, my kids are gonna be like extremely excited about this. So let me go ahead and set everything up, and then I'll be right back. All right, guys, so got the screen installed and it looks sick. Everything is nice and flush. The mount is very sturdy, like it is not shaking at all. Let's get that screen protector taken off. And there we go. All right, so now that we're here on the main screen, now you can see what we have to play with here. So one is, this is the factory looking, obviously OEM style of the, you know, turning the air conditioning on. We have our high, low, you know, our temperature here, our setting as far as how high or low we want to increase the speed. Now, what's great about this is that if my kids back here increase, say for example, they turn up to 5 back here, and as you can see the animation just like on the main screen, this is going to increase the speed back here, but not up front. So it will not affect my speed up front. So I tested this just to be safe. So right now I'm at 5, and on my screen I can see I'm still set to 1. So it does not affect this at all. And then I can go over here and I can change, you know, the temperature. If I want to go up and down, I want to go to 78, but I'm gonna go all the way down to low right now because it is very hot. I'm in Texas and it's rather toasty, but got a screen here showing these awesome displays. Now it does say anion, if I'm pronouncing that right. Now, from my understanding, that's for Model Ys and other vehicles that have the biohazard feature. Now this one does not, since it's a Model 3, so it can't do anything there. I can do keep if I want to keep it. So if I want to keep the temperature set to where I'm at, I can also do the dog mode where I can, you know, set it where it just sets exactly where I left it. And I can do camp mode if I want to do that. And with that, that basically leaves everything on and the screen. So if I shut the doors and my kids say are still sitting in here, say we're camping or something, and they just want to watch something back here on the screen, then they can do so. And there is a child lock feature as well. Now, I'm not going to play with that, but inside of the paperwork, there was a pen that you can use as well. Now, let's go ahead and go back into the settings. And with the settings, I can change it from Celsius to Fahrenheit, but I'm going to leave it at Fahrenheit since I'm here in the United States. I can do my 12 or 24 hours, so regular or military. I'm going to stick to 12. And then the time zone settings here, I'm not really sure, because it says like all these different districts and stuff. I'm not really sure. I mean, I'm here in Texas, so I have no idea what district that would be. I think once I set my internet up, which I'll do here in a sec, I'm sure it'll change because it is not 317 right now. It's actually 618. And then here it says vehicle left and right rudder setting. And you want to make sure, if depending on where in the country or what country you're in, I'm a left-hand driver since I am in the United States. So I'm going to make sure that stays there as well. But we can go back in, hit that fan button. That's going to take us there. I can change this. Now with my vehicle, I do not have rear heated seats, but apparently I can control my front and my driver and passenger seat. And I got the little bacon strips there. I can just push it and then turn it off if I want to do so. Now with the seat setting here, so what's cool about this is I can actually move the passenger seat up and down if I want to. And then what's cool too is I can actually adjust the back portion so it can go, you know, forward or backwards as well. So I can recline and I can move it if I need to. Now it won't let you do it on the driver's side because, you know, for safety reasons, I'm sure that's why. Now it does show a massage setting here. Now I know for a fact, well, I say that. So I just learned something today that I did not know my vehicle had. So I saw a video where they were like, oh, the massaging portion and all this stuff here. Now I was like, oh, I know my car doesn't have that. Well, I just turned that on and my back is moving. So I got my hand on the back here and literally I feel it massaging. So that is very cool and crazy at the same time that I did not know my Model 3 had that, but I guess it does. So that's pretty cool. Now the music setting here, I'm not really sure what this would do other than just if maybe I had preloaded music or something in here. If I maybe had the radio on, maybe they could control it back here, but I don't think they can. And then if I go to the dots here, or these squares, now I have our interface here, as you can see, where we have TikTok, Netflix, we have YouTube, and I'm actually just going to go into YouTube. So just for jollies, let's look up my channel. And so far, everything seems to be pretty responsive here. I mean, obviously you're at the mercy of the, quickness of your connection that you have. Since I'm on my hotspot, it seems to be doing okay. But just for fun, here's the most recent video I did. I know this has speakers on it, so let's see how they sound. We'll skip this. All right, hey, what's up guys? Roy here. So today I'm going to be showing you the Kadabi synthesis cases here. So that's turned up all the way. Now, obviously it's not the best sounding in the world, but it will work if you don't have headphones or something connected, which you can definitely do wirelessly, with Bluetooth if you wanted to. But yeah, I mean, being able to watch a YouTube video back here, let me scrub through. I mean, that's looking pretty damn good, guys. What do you think? I mean, literally, I can watch my channel back here, and I think that's pretty sick. So back into the settings, and you got the Play Store, so you can update apps. There's going to be other apps in here that you can use. I mean, Netflix obviously is something that's on here that I can set up if I wanted to, and be able to, watch videos back here as well. I think that's pretty cool. But obviously it's not set up yet since looks like I need to update it here. So, but you get the idea. And then I can go back in here and all that. So I do need to figure out this whole time zone setting, because even though I'm hooked up to my Wi-Fi, it's still not recognizing the time zone and everything. And I might be able to figure that out more in here and in the settings and everything like that. But for the time being, guys, I mean, this is awesome. I mean, it's really cool being able to have this back here. And my kids are going to be just super, super excited. And then obviously you got our USB-C charging ports down here as well that can fast charge devices back here. And you can plug in a USB-C to Type A adapter to preload movies and things like that as well if you already have them downloaded. But yeah, guys, there it is. There is the Tesery screen. Now, like I said, 8.66 inches. So very nice big display back here for the kids to watch. But there you have it, guys. As you can see, I did it. You can definitely do it. I've never installed anything like this before, and I feel very proud of myself that I did not blow up anything as well. So hit that like button if you liked the video. If you loved it, please subscribe. Ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe. God bless. And I'll see you on the next one.